You've heard of Ozempic. You've heard of Wegovy, the weight loss drugs that became a global phenomenon and turned a quiet Danish company into one of the most valuable businesses on the planet. Now imagine hackers breaking in and walking out with everything that made that company valuable. Not just customer names, but the source code, the secret chemical recipes, the data from human drug trials, and even the private artificial intelligence models the company uses to invent brand new medicines. That's exactly what a group of hackers claims they did in 2026. They asked for $25 million to keep it quiet. The company said no. And the way they got in? It's so simple, so preventable, that after this video, you're going to look at your own company's security in a completely different way. Let's get into it. The company is Novo Nordisk. If pharmaceutical giants had a royal family, they'd be it. Ozempic and Wegovy print money, and behind those drugs sits something even more valuable. Decades of research, chemical formulas, and increasingly, artificial intelligence models trained to discover the next blockbuster drug. In the modern pharmaceutical world, the real treasure isn't the pill. It's the knowledge that creates the pill. And that knowledge lives in code, in databases, and in AI. Which makes a company like this the ultimate target. Because if you can steal the research, you can potentially leapfrog years of work and billions of dollars in an afternoon. So how did the hackers get in? This is the part every business owner needs to hear. A group calling itself Fulcrum Sec claims it found a single access key, a GitHub token, basically a digital pass that developers use to access their code, left exposed in plain sight on an obscure corner of the company's own website. Think of it like a bank spending millions on vault doors and armed guards, and then leaving a single master key taped under a bench in the lobby. The hackers found the key, walked in, and nobody noticed. And here's the truly chilling part. Once inside, they found even more keys lying around in the code itself. Password after password, sitting in the very files developers work in every day. The attackers didn't have to break anything. As one security expert put it, they didn't breach the perimeter. They were authenticated. To every system they touched, they looked like legitimate employees. And then they simply stayed. For more than 2 months. Quietly. Patiently. Copying data the entire time. Security people have a chilling term for how long an intruder lives undetected in a network. They call it dwell time. 2 months of dwell time means 2 months to explore every folder, map every system, and haul out whatever they wanted, a little at a time, slow and low, so nothing tripped an alarm. By the time it was over, the hackers claimed to have taken around 1.3 terabytes of data, more than 700,000 files. And the inventory they published reads like a nightmare. Thousands of source code repositories, tens of thousands of proprietary drug compounds with their chemical structures, dozens of trained AI models, clinical trial data tied to roughly 11,500 patients, over 160,000 employee records, details on secret unreleased drug programs, and, according to the hackers, the exact manufacturing recipe for one of the company's major drugs. Let me pause on the scariest item on that list, because it's the one that separates this hack from every breach you've heard before. They claim they stole the company's AI models, the trained artificial intelligence that helps design new drugs. In the old days, corporate spies stole blueprints. Today, the blueprint is an AI. And the hackers themselves bragged that the stolen research and AI analysis could save a competitor 3 to 5 years of drug development. Read that again. Not stolen money, stolen time, stolen scientific progress, a shortcut potentially handed to a rival company or even a hostile nation to skip years of work that cost billions. Now here's where it becomes a standoff. The hackers demanded $25 million. Novo Nordisk, to its credit, refused to pay. And that refusal is a genuinely hard corporate decision because it cuts both ways. Pay, and you're funding criminals and betting they'll actually delete the data, which they often don't. Refuse, and they start leaking. And that's exactly what happened. After the company declined, the group began posting stolen files publicly and announced it was looking for private buyers for the rest. There's no clean ending here. Once the data is out, it's out. The company confirmed a real breach and exposure of patient and healthcare provider data, while carefully not confirming the hackers' biggest claims, which is the position any company takes while the investigation is still running. And in a strange twist, a second hacking group popped up claiming it broke in separately around the same time and demanded $50 million. When your security is weak enough, you don't get robbed once. You get a line forming at the door. So what does this teach every single business, even one that has nothing to do with drugs? 3 lessons. 1. Your developers are now your front door. The people who write your code hold keys to everything: the code, the cloud, the customer data. Attackers have figured this out, and development systems have become the softest, highest value target in the whole company. 2. Secrets don't belong in code. This entire disaster started with an access key left where it could be found, and got worse because more keys were sitting inside the files. Every one of those should have been locked in a secure vault and rotated regularly, like changing the locks. Instead, they were left lying on the counter. And 3. Getting in is not the same as getting caught. 2 months of dwell time is the real horror of this story. The break-in wasn't the failure. The 2 months of not noticing was. If an intruder can live inside your network for weeks, you don't have a security problem, you have a visibility problem. You can't stop what you can't see. Here's the truth this story leaves us with. The most valuable thing your company owns might not be in a safe or a warehouse anymore. It might be a few lines of code and an AI model, and it can be copied and carried out the door without moving a single physical object by someone who found one key you forgot you left out. I break down a real hack like this every single week, how it happened, and exactly how to make sure it doesn't happen to you. So subscribe right now, hit the bell, and tell me in the comments, should Novo Nordisk have paid the $25 million, or were they right to refuse? There's no easy answer, and I want to hear yours. Next week, hackers turned a company's own security software into a weapon and wiped 200,000 computers around the world in a single night. You do not want to miss that one. See you there.